Hello and welcome to your third episode of Manifest with Natural Point Therapy Friday episodes. Today we're going to be talking about massage and Alzheimer's disease. Massage and Alzheimer's disease is really intricate and very delicate, and usually you will have it performed at the nursing home or in your home if you have an individual living with you who has Alzheimer's or you have Alzheimer's yourself, just to ensure a comfortable space. So this is not so much applicable for clinical settings, but it can be, and so I've given a couple of tips on how to make a clinical setting a little bit nicer, as well as how to set realistic expectations for your visit with your Alzheimer's individual loved one in your life. So for massage for Alzheimer's, we are setting a couple of goals. Those goals include to help improve flexibility, circulation, and relaxation. We can do this by maintaining mobility with stretching exercises. We can increase tissue and joint health by increasing circulation, and again, stretching, active range of motion, passive range of motion can all help increase joint fluid and circulation, which will help with those tissue and joint health. We're going to increase balance and flexibility, again, stretching, proprioceptive actions such as contract, relax, where you get them to contract into something and then relax out of it. We want to make sure that we are being extremely delicate and gentle as we're working through these things, as elderly individuals who are suffering from Alzheimer's have a tendency to have thinner skin, and so we want to make sure that we are doing things to protect the safety of the skin and the joint health as we're doing these things. But those are our main goals, is the maintaining mobility, tissue and joint health, balance, and flexibility. As we are working, we want to be aware of the attention span of the individual we are treating. So if you know that your Alzheimer's patient can only focus for 30 minutes, and that's the max that they've ever focused for, we're not booking a 60, a 75, and 90-minute appointment. We are booking a 30-minute appointment because that is a realistic expectation of how long they'll be able to be in that room, on that table. And as a therapist, we need to be understanding of that. If you are trying to book something in for somebody who has Alzheimer's and you are struggling, make sure that you're explaining that this is the max amount of attention span that they have, and in order to ensure that we don't push that boundary and set off any reactions, we want to keep it within that time. If you cannot find, if the RMT that you're trying to get into does not offer the 30-minute appointments, try and find somebody who does, so that you are able to accommodate the attention span of your loved one or your patient. If you are treating them, if they have shown up and they are being treated, ensure that we are only treating if the patient is at ease. We do not want to treat somebody who is aggravated and very clearly does not want to be there. So we want to make sure that the mental health of that person is top priority, and we do not want to push beyond those barriers, because it's just going to cause unnecessary frustration for everybody involved, and that's not the point of massage. It is an ongoing consent, as it is with all massage therapy. It is just with somebody who has a limited capacity for mental function, and we do not want to make that person uncomfortable or triggered by any of our actions. We want them to feel safe. Following on to safety, we want to make a safe space. We want to make sure that all of our equipment that could be a tripping hazard is cleared. We want to make room for mobility aids, make sure that we have the proper setup for access to toilets and access to treatment rooms. If the person has a safety item that they can bring in that's not too big, like a blanket, a cardigan, a picture, whatever is going to make them safe, and a safety person should be with them as well, so that there's a familiar face in the room, so that if anything goes wrong, like they fade in and out of their awareness of the space, there is somebody there that they have a connection to, whether they know that person consciously or whether they just know that that person is a safe person. We want to make sure that there is somebody in the room for that. As individuals who have Alzheimer's do tend to be the older population, we want to make sure also that the room is nice and warm, because elderly people, especially with circulatory problems, tend to be colder, so we want to make sure that we are providing a nice, warm, and well-lit treatment room as well. We want to also set realistic expectations, and I think that's the most important takeaway from this. Do not expect that there's 100% chance that that person is getting treated that day. Honestly, if you can manage to do an introductory appointment where you're just meeting and going over what you're going to be working on with their care provider or as the care provider, that is really the best situation. We want to make sure that everybody is comfortable, set realistic expectations, be understanding if treatment does not go through, be understanding if treatment stops. Continually having ongoing consent, and not just the ongoing consent of their proxy, but ongoing consent of body language, mood, attention span. We want to really pay attention to this as we are treating these individuals. If you have any questions about today's episode or massage and Alzheimer's, feel free to DM us. All of the information for our socials is down below, and you can DM me there, or you can email naturalpointtbusiness@gmail.com, and I will answer those questions over on our Instagram and Facebook stories at the end of every day once I've got the questions in. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye!